Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartupTrading.com. It is January 22nd here at 9:17 in the morning. The title of the video is ES completes, NASDAQ is on its way. So big old extensions yesterday. Oh man, we had that pullback in the morning, and then it was just a ripper into Netflix earnings, and also pullback at 8 o'clock at night. That was extremely volatile or very aggressive pullback. Let's see, that was like 300 points at 8 o'clock. Big move. So back to the extensions I'm referring to that the ES completed, the NASDAQ didn't. We still have those same anchors we've been going over for over a week, coming out of last Tuesday's low. That traded its 38% retracement yesterday. Now, we ended up getting, this is my morning trade plan, but we ended up getting that full halfway back from lows and pushing down into, really what was a great support level. And that upside target is my premium zone here for today. If we can get up there, anything above 21,000, roughly 200, I really wouldn't look for a new long above that here today. But you can see we had traded this traditional and then just completely ripped through that negative 23. Now, it would be absolutely lovely if we could get that next halfway back here, which would be, that we would need to fill this gap. Anything's possible, but that if we could come full halfway back from this Tuesday low to high, that's definitely a level I would be interested in. But at this point in time, we're holding more aggressive sequences. And once we came out of that low yesterday morning off that traditional, there was a sharp reversal higher, kind of got above into the zone, spent some 25 minutes consolidating, and then this was really the clean entry here, this 21,587. From there, and this is honestly, I gave up on the market because we were looking so boring, but of course, as soon as I gave up on it, we started moving, and we rallied all the way into lunch. We topped out at the negative 100 profit target of that morning support level. We ran to the negative 23, to the negative 61, and then to that negative 100, at which point in time the 10:40 a.m. extension began. And that's going to be an important look here today. That 10:40 a.m. extension anchor is definitely a possibility of potential supports. But in the overnight session, we continue to get more aggressive here, and we started holding what was the extension from the 115 high. So we went extension, and then Netflix earnings come out right into the close, pop, 6 o'clock reopen East Coast time, pop, push it higher, and then we begin holding this extension from the 115 anchor. Now, we've gotten all the way up to the negative 100, and I do think we're a little ahead of ourselves at this point in time. But what would be interesting to see, this would be the most aggressive anchor here if we were to come back and hold that extension to extension. Otherwise, ideally, what I would like to see is a pullback into yesterday's 1045 area extension to the high, and that's going to bring us right back down into 21,791. So we do a couple things here. One, I just want to divide yesterday's low to the overnight high, and that's at 21,730. So I'm going to move my premium level up there. 21,730. Okay. But yeah, up here, I'm not stretching for longs. All these targets have been completed, but more importantly, we have that the largest target in the ES has completed here. Okay, and that's the extension. In the ES, we traded its 50. The NASDAQ, remember, only got its 38. We rallied out of that. The ES held more aggressive series all day long. Yesterday, we never got that full halfway back. It was the ES, didn't even get 38% of the retracement from that overnight lows. The ES, much stronger here. That's why you have that target completed. So really, even today, like based on this ES's structure, I'm a little more confident in the way that the ES is holding. But as a reminder, we had this extension into the close very similar to the NASDAQ, except the NASDAQ stuck at 61. The ES traded its 50, and basically was just a tighter, stronger trend. Now, I want to watch this same anchor new high here and look for a potential entry around 1691. But once again, we're up at these profit targets. Not that I think it's going to happen, definitely not today, but this same anchor new high is a possibility for us to run into in the future. That's just a sequence, but doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean it's going to happen today, but it would be something to buy if it does trade in the future. But right now, our overnight highs, target, 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 target. You can see we're just maybe getting some profit taking. Doesn't mean it's a short entry, but profit taking up here on these highs. And ideally, I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback into this zone. Let me move. I'm not gonna be interested in the morning session for any longs above right now the overnight highs. That's because it is a profit target. If we keep going, so be it. So be it. But at this point in time, I would not be looking for longs in the morning session above it. And then I'm going to use anything below here as my, actually, let me just be using the most conservative. Yep, that works. All right, I will share these levels with you guys in the room, and then just kind of be sitting around waiting on these deeper pullbacks here. Obviously, market seems to be favoring the upside, so just want to trade that trend and wait for a better entry. Like yesterday, we kind of opened, but we got that sellers off the open into the entry, and it wasn't until we had sold off, was at 200 points, that we finally found a bottom. So we'll see what happens here today, and I'll talk to you guys in the Discord.